TV, bringing good things to life.
Second day of the 11th month in 2021. Today is 2nd November, and good evening to you. Tuesday evening, we're bringing you news right here from our studio on the John Evans Satamils High Street in Accra. And this evening, these are top stories. Dean of the Law Faculty at the University of Professional Studies has described Parliament's directive to the Ghana Legal Council to admit the 499 aggrieved law students as problematic. Now, up north, people of Kukuo are bemoaning their municipal chief executive to demolish an abandoned toilet facility and provide them with a new one, as they believe the facility is haunted. In some business news, COPEC has said the removal of price stabilization and recovery levies will not reduce fuel prices. And finally, in sports, the Ghana Chess Association have proposed to the Ministry of Education to inculcate the games into its educational curriculum, as research has shown that the game has a tendency of improving one's problem-solving ability. That's more detail here on these stories and some more on the Evening News Bulletin. The news was brought to you by Rwanda Air, Mega Purified Drinking Water, Blue Sea Ties and Accessories, and Verna Purified Drinking Water. We are streaming live on Facebook, Adoatv Ghana, YouTube, Adoatv GH. My name is Anastasia Badu. Now let's give you the details. The Dean of the Law Faculty at the University of Professional Studies, Professor Kofi Abuchi, has described as problematic Parliament's directive to the General Legal Council to admit the 499 aggrieved law students into the Ghana School of Law. Though Parliament has a role in resolving the matter, Professor Abuchi said its approach of directly ordering the GLC without engaging the Attorney General is wrong and incomprehensive.
The Dean of the Law Faculty at the University of Professional Studies, Professor Kofi Abuchi, has described as problematic Parliament's directive to the General Legal Council to admit the 499 aggrieved law students into the Ghana School of Law. Though Parliament has a role in resolving the matter, Professor Abuchi said its approach of directly ordering the GLC without engaging the Attorney General is wrong and incomprehensible. In this instance, Parliament is exercising its mandate of oversight, but the way Parliament is going about it is very problematic in my opinion, because Parliament's mandate of oversight is clearly defined. The GLC is not autonomous. It still falls under an agency of the state. Ultimately, the AG has a seat at the GLC and he could have been invited to Parliament for questioning. Professor Abuchi said, "As a lawyer, I have not come across an instance where Parliament will issue a direct order to a statutory board. So in my simplistic view, Parliament has chosen a path that is unknown to me," he added. The Office of the Attorney General described the directive to the Council as unlawful in its response to Parliament. It held that the Parliament could not use parliamentary resolutions to control the process of admission into the Ghana School of Law. The 499 LLB B, graduates were denied entry because they failed to obtain at least 50% in both sections of the entrance exam. Despite making the pass mark, the General Legal Council only informed the students of this particular directive after the exam. Ordinarily, admission to the Ghana School of Law for Professional Legal Education requires that successful candidates obtain a minimum rank of 50% during an entrance exam organized by the General Legal Council. The students had petitioned Parliament and staged protests over their denial. Some of them also sued the General Legal Council over the issue.
From that story, the people of Kuku, a sunburn off Tamale, claim they are living in a fear of a severe cholera outbreak as a result of sanitation. Residents speaking to Nuruddin Ibrahim, our Northern Regional correspondent, claim garbage cans provided by the Municipal Assembly have been full to the brim for several months. Also, an only toilet facility in the area has been abandoned for close to 4 years. Others are even of the belief that the toilet facility is now a haunted house. The next report has more details filed by our Northern Regional correspondent.
A public toilet facility in Kuku, a suburb of Tamale, is seriously posing danger to the residents of the area, especially those living close to the facility. The situation is hampering sanitation and now has encouraged open defecation since the facility is uninhabitable. Garbage containers situated not too far from the facility have not been emptied for several months, causing unbearable stench as a result of indiscriminate dumping of refuse. Henry Adomako, a resident speaking to Adoa News, said the situation is breeding cholera, malaria, and other sanitation-related diseases. He therefore called on political heads in the northern region to come to their aid.
Citizen of Kuku electoral area. Problem I want to say it may cause a lot of yare, malaria. Oh, now secondly, so no cholera and so on. It me my cholera. Inti na yesu ye fear ebimben ho bebre inti the ebe can say yes honorable Sule Salfo, the mayor of Tamale say umbra on your behalf said a beya obet my boy because baby I want a dangerous pa unwura ni nyama bebre even toilet no cry cock on them untimi wura toilet no so nti ye pomacho aban one a wote aban mu mpanyifo original minister mayor mu nyina mu bra on our age said e be ya mu betima aboa na secondary nso no transformer nso says you are and nso ye another problem nti we dey ye be srɛ mu sɛ mu bra said e be ya mu betima aboa mu da mu bubungu na mu si foforo emfama ye said e be ya ye betena wa asundwe mu aboni bi anka.
Jamil, an agitated resident speaking to the news team, threatened to demolish the facility if authorities do not act fast.
Yes, not when Tibia, you say toilet no. Yeah, ma oban ana MC minister omunina omuntie dia. Me asama me woman say on boy so on this one man boy ampe a solution and may yina and there man it say 1 month ye be bubu because high ankora ama ankora almost say jeans and idea but omu toilet omu bay ankora yare ankora bet say mensa nyina obiti omu nyina omu yare.
Another resident speaking to the news team also claimed the facility is haunted, hence the emergence of strange diseases.
So the writing printer will prevent him. So suspect that maybe there are demons and other things inside because there's no light and it has been abandoned for long. Sometimes you even see this rats, cats, and so many other things coming from the manholes outside. So actually, it's a problem. Tramos, which you say is that they should, what do I say? They should look into it and try to find means and ways of helping us. Others giving time. But at the point of time when, as my colleague mentioned, we'll find a solution to it. Yeah.
Culture is the term given to the ideas, customs, and social behavior of a particular people or society. It is unique and often exclusive to a particular group of people. Sam Kusiapia joined the Mexican embassy in Accra yesterday as he celebrated the Day of the Dead, a traditional festival for Mexicans.
The Day of the Dead is a traditional festival celebrated among Mexicans all over the world to honor the lives of loved ones that has left the earth. The festival, known in Spanish as Dia de Muertos, is a fusion of pre-Hispanic rituals and Catholic rites celebrated on the 1st and the 2nd day of November by Mexicans in the world. During this period, Mexicans visit cemeteries, decorate the graves and spend time there in the presence of the deceased friends and family members. It is believed that these departed loved ones also visit homes, so elaborated altars known in Spanish as ofrendas are made to welcome them.
Come back to us once again. This is the night when we feel in our hearts that they come to pay us a visit, and we greet them with open arms. Those who are no longer with us put the most elegant dresses to see us, to comfort us, to make us feel happy again. And because of the deep love they deserve, we dress up like them. By doing this, we try to make a connection, not a difficult thing to do when love is at the base of everything. We cannot see them, but we can feel them. We may not hear them, but each joyful moment we live in their presence sound again loud and clear. This is the night where our beloved ones make our life shine again. Their presence is stronger than ever before because today we honor them and we remember them. We like to believe that only died and we completely forgot. And that's not the case in the case of Mexico. When people really die is the moment that we forget those who we really love. And we refuse to forget. We will never forget those who we love in life. The Day of the Dead is a celebration that takes place every year. And it is a result of the fusion between ancient cultural background of Mexico, the different cultures and our ancestors, and the religious beliefs of all the Mexican people. UNESCO, as you all know, declared this celebration as an intangible cultural heritage of the humanity. Because of it generates around it a festivity, a myriad of cultural manifestations of different skills, and is of great worth for the whole humanity.
Alejandra Salazar is the head of Consular Section and Cultural Affairs of the Mexican Embassy in Ghana. She stressed the relevance of this traditional festival for Mexicans and was excited that they are able to celebrate it in Ghana.
So we celebrate the Day of the Dead on the 1st and 2nd of November, and it's one of the most important celebrations. It's about life. It's about honoring our beloved ones who passed away by putting an altar, which is basically a tribute for them. We put different elements that they used to love when they were alive. So we have the belief that on this particular date, they come back to visit us. We feel their presence in a stronger way. So we prepare their favorite food, their favorite drink, their favorite music. And we, family, friends, we all gather together to have fun and to celebrate their life.
Colorful skeleton paintings, face paintings, incense, flowers, pan de muerto, which is the bread of the day, fantasy coffins, among others, are used to celebrate this festival. Jacob Tete Ashon, a fantasy coffin design maker in Ghana, joined the celebration with some coffin designs and explained what they meant.
This tradition began in 1950. By then, people were being, carried, chiefs were being carried in palanquins until a chief, commissioned a cocoa pot as a palanquin, and unfortunately, he was not able to sit and he died. So the family decided to use the palanquin as a coffin, and people got the idea. And Kanekwe an uncle of Pajo also was a carpenter, so he had the idea from the palanquins. But then their grandmother was yearning to travel overseas when the Kotoka International Airport was under construction. So he got the idea from the palanquins, and he made a coffin in the shape of an airplane for the first time to escort the grandmother to heaven. Yes, in Ghana, the Ghana tradition. All these have a symbolism of these coffins. So a farmer may be buried in, let's say, a pepper, any vegetables or fruit, believing life still continues in afterlife. So when they move to the afterlife, they continue what they were doing on earth. Yes, they continue there. Whilst a photographer may be buried, or a videographer may be buried in a camera coffin or a microphone coffin, just believing life. And the royals have been buried and in a lion and an eagle and a stool, and yeah, true.
For national security, Ahmed Kandapa has disclosed that 432 regional, divisional and district police stations out of the 900 police stations are being provided with CCTV cameras, a rollout program ongoing and is expected to end before the close of the year. This revelation follows a question which was posed to him by the MP for Wild West, seeking to know the state of the project which will see to the fixing of CCTV cameras in all police stations across the country.
The government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Communications and Huawei Technologies Company Limited, signed a contract as far back as 2012 for the establishment of the first phase of the Integrated National Security Communications Enhancement Project, the Alpha Project Phase 1, which sought to install a network of CCTV cameras and cellular technologies to enhance the operational efficiencies and cellular efficiencies of the security and intelligence agencies of the country. Mr. Speaker, that phase of the project delivered about 800 CCTV cameras in Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, and some critical border areas like Aflao, Elubo, and Paga. Also, other critical national installations and some major towns across the country were covered. It also delivered a national command center and other operations centers for emergency response and command and control for law enforcement, security, and intelligence, and also for emergency response agencies. Mr. Speaker, that project was successful, largely successful, enhancing the communications of the various agencies and also assisting to detect crime, road infractions, supporting major public events, providing evidence to support investigations and prosecution of many cases where some details were captured by the CCTV network.
The second phase of the project, which commenced in January 2020, saw the installation of 10,000 more cameras despite challenges that occurred due to COVID-19. To date, he noted that 6,500 cameras have been completed, with a little over 4,000 cameras powered and online.
Mr. Speaker, the government of Ghana, again through the Ministry of National Security and Huawei Technologies and China Machinery Engineering Corporation in December 2018, again signed a contract for the implementation of the second phase of the project, which sought to further enhance the capabilities of the system, and specifically by installing 10,000 more cameras and extending its cellular capabilities to every district across the country. This phase, Mr. Speaker, commenced in January 2020 and was initially scheduled to be completed in 18 months. However, due to logistical challenges introduced by the COVID-19 pandemic, project completion is now slated for December 2021. Mr. Speaker, to date, installation works of about 6,500 cameras have been completed, with a little over 4,000 cameras powered and online, mainly in Accra, in Kumasi, and other regional capitals. Mr. Speaker, this has aided considerably to the achievement of many successes in detecting many infractions and criminal activities, including helping us to solve recent violent crimes such as armed robbery and kidnappings.
Again, the phase 2 project is also expected to provide 432 regional, divisional and district police stations out of the 900 police stations with CCTV coverage, a rollout ongoing and expected to complete before the close of the year.
Mr. Speaker, as part of this project, His Excellency the Vice President Dr. Mohamed Bawumia in February 2018 announced plans by government to fix CCTV cameras in all police stations across the country, a plan that is integral to the rollout of this phase of the project. Currently, Mr. Speaker, the police have some 900 police stations in total operational areas across the country. And this phase 2 project is providing CCTV coverage for all 432 regional, divisional, and district police stations out of the 900 to enable monitoring of these installations. And the remaining stations, Mr. Speaker, would be covered in subsequent phases of the project. The rollout is currently ongoing, and if I can repeat, all 432 stations will be completed before close of the year.
However, Mr. Dapa lamented that Ghana is currently doing less than the 1 camera for every 1,000 citizens policy. Hence, the nation needs to make the relevant investment in the sector to enhance our security.
Mr. Speaker, even as brisk efforts are being made to complete the existing phase, the relevant planning works are also being carried out to pursue additional phase deployments of cameras to cover the outstanding areas that cannot be served under this phase. And Mr. Speaker, if I can add, an assessment of CCTV deployments across the world indicates that countries with enhanced security have a greater saturation of cameras per citizen for security and surveillance purposes. As per research carried out in 2020, the city of London, for instance, has 73.3 cameras per 1,000 citizens. Beijing, Mr. Speaker, has 55 cameras per 1,000 citizens. In India, New Delhi has 33.7 cameras per 1,000 people. Ghana, Mr. Speaker, is currently doing less than 1 camera for every 1,000 citizens. And I believe the nation needs to make the relevant investments in the sector to enhance our security. Mr. Speaker, it is expected that a phased approach by Ghana would enable us to deploy the right level of CCTV camera saturation that would make us, we believe, more effective and more efficient in
Responding to a question posed to him on the floor of the August House, the Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Ignatius Bafoiwa, has disclosed that aside the number of jobs created through various job creations interventions, government in addition is in the process of rolling out an interministerial initiative on job creation. This initiative, he explained, seeks to strengthen coordination of job creation efforts across the sectors, and an estimated 1 million jobs is expected to be created for the youth. The question was posed to him by the MP for Domiabra Obum.
Speaker, as a lead policy advisor to government on employment and labor-related issues, it is appropriate that I reiterate the core mandate of my ministry. The Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations exists to coordinate job creation interventions in all sectors of the economy and promote harmonious industrial relations towards sustainable development. Contrary to the widely perceived notion that the sector creates direct productive sector jobs, the sector rather coordinates employment opportunities for decent work outcomes. Mr. Speaker, since 2017 to date, government has been working assiduously to create various job opportunities for Ghanaians, particularly the youth across the length and breadth of the country. As a result, a number of jobs have been created through the implementation of various government job creation interventions, such as Planted for Food and Jobs Program, One District, One Factory Program, Nation Builders Corps, NAPCO, Youth Employment Programs under the YEA, National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Programs. Mr. Speaker, in addition, the government is in the process of rolling out an interministerial initiative on job creation. This initiative seeks to strengthen coordination of job creation efforts across the sectors. An estimated 1 million jobs is expected to be created for the youth out of this initiative between now and 2024. And the good people of Domiabra Obum constituency will be a beneficiary of this 1 billion initiative. The government will soon align this major policy statement to the House.